So all day my Twitter has been blowing up with this photo as well as many others of a costumed Sly Cooper at the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Probably wondering, what is the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl? Well, it is basically just a yearly football game held at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, and PlayStation sponsors it. That is why it's called the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. The Fiesta Bowl began back in 2007, but PlayStation started sponsoring it in 2016. But what's different about this year? This year they brought a bunch of PlayStation mascots to the game. Obviously not the real ones, but a costume version of each one. And people are very excited, and they've been speculating a ton on all these pictures because Sly Cooper is in it. And you know what? That's cool. Sly Cooper is in it. It makes sense. He's one of PlayStation's mascots, but I don't see really what the big deal is. Okay, let me reiterate, because it's somewhat of a big deal for Sly Cooper because, he hasn't had much recognition the past couple years, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it really means anything, because a lot of people were saying around Twitter, can this mean Sly 5, a new Sly Cooper game, a new collection, a new anything? And my answer to that, and this is just my ideas, this is just my thoughts, you could not believe me, but I really think it meant zero things. Nothing. Now, if just Sly Cooper there, I could see this meaning something for sure, but they had a lot of mascots there. Now, Sly Cooper was somewhat at the forefront, because the three main mascots that had a lot of promotion were Sly, Ratchet, and Crash Bandicoot. And Crash Bandicoot's big right now. He's been getting new games. He's getting a new game in 2019, so that's this year. But the thing is, Ratchet and Clank is also there. We also had Parappa the Rapper, and Sackboy, I think his name is, from Little Big Planet. So like I said, it's not like Sly was the only one there. Now this was the first year that mascots were brought to the Fiesta Bowl, but I mean that's not a big deal. They sponsor it. They would obviously do something like this, and Sly happened to be there. And it makes sense because Sly is one of their bigger mascots, even though he hasn't had a game in a while, but he does have an upcoming TV show. So if anything, I do think this is sort of promoting, maybe hinting at, which I don't think that's the right words to use there, of the TV show. Because there's been a lot of people, speculating and talking on Twitter, new Sly game, is that what they're hinting at with this? And I'm saying this so harshly because it really doesn't mean all that much. They've had this costume before, because I've definitely seen it, and it's been shared at conventions and things like that. I actually saw a picture with Kevin Miller of it, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago. So they probably just grabbed this. They were like, we're going to bring mascots to PlayStation Fiesta Bowl this year. Let's bring a ton of mascots. Hey, we got Sly, he has a TV show coming up, right? So let's bring that costume as well, sort of promote him, and if anything, that's what I think happened. And like I said, I'm saying this harshly because this really isn't a hint towards a new game whatsoever. However, I could be wrong, and I would love to be proven wrong, but this is definitely not a hint. This could mean that Sly is getting more recognition, that, Sony hasn't forgotten about him. I definitely think, that's something to take away from this, but a new game or a new collection, probably not. But we also have the TV show, so if anything, that would be recognizing the TV show. But even though I think this doesn't mean anything big, hey, this is still cool. Sony hasn't forgotten about Sly Cooper. When they were thinking about bringing mascots and PlayStation characters, they thought of Sly, and that's a fantastic thing. So I don't think that I'm just hating on this entire thing, and I think it means absolutely nothing. I think it's good that Sly Cooper as a character was brought to this event, in that he is, noticed among Sony, and that they want to make sure that people remember Sly Cooper, and they still think he's a big deal. So I still took something away from this, and I do think it's something good. And I know I sounded really hateful at the beginning of the video, but because I don't think that it means anything big, but maybe a hint towards a TV show or something like that, and it's still a good thing at the end of the day, even if nothing big other than the TV show is on the way. And Insomniac Games, the Fiesta Bowl, even PlayStation themselves on various pages, they acknowledged Sly Cooper, which is great. Does that mean a new game or a new collection? Probably not. Almost definitely not. But if anything, it's the TV show. But that's just my thoughts. You guys have definitely expressed your excitement, your enthusiasm, and your ideas on Twitter, so definitely do that in the comment section of this video, because I don't know if I'm right, but I don't see it meaning anything big. but that's just me. But as long as Sony has not forgotten about Sly Cooper, which they obviously haven't because of this photo, that means there is always a chance of a new Sly Cooper game. So, I'm going to keep my hopes up just a little bit because, they haven't forgotten about him, and we have that TV show coming this year, supposedly, so we'll see on that one. But anyways, that's all for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these photos and these rumors and all of that. What you think about it, because really, I'm a big downer about it and the possibilities or any meanings, but I could be wrong, and you know what? Sony hasn't forgotten about Sly. So that's all for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.